we are going to move to cornerbacks. And Dan, would you rather sign William Jackson, Shaquille Griffin, Brian Poole, Mike Hilton, or Richard Sherman? All right, Dan, who would you rather sign?
It's tempting to want to steal a guy like Mike Hilton from the Steelers and weaken that defense a little bit. I really like Brian Poole. The only caveat there is I don't think you bring him in to be your outside corner. You're still going to have to solve that. But Brian Poole can be a guy in the slot. I think he's a really great slot corner. That's a really important position. You've got to have somebody that can shut down those slot receivers as teams use more 11 personnel and really spread things out more. I really like the idea of going out and getting Brian Poole and just knowing what you have on the inside. And then whatever you want to do on the outside, that's fine. Greedy Williams, draft somebody, whatever. But I like the idea of locking down that inside receiver with Brian Poole.
I kind of like the idea of Richard Sherman, and only from the standpoint of a cornerback has got to be he's got to be cocky, for lack of a better term. You're going to get beat, but you got to always be like, all right, do it again. And I love the attitude that Richard Sherman brings, and I think that would be something that might rub off on a Denzel Ward or some of the younger guys, a Greedy Williams. I think those are the kind of guys I want to lock in a cornerback room with Richard Sherman. An incredibly bright guy, a very opinionated, but I kind of like the idea of trying to get him to rub off on the Browns' younger cornerbacks.
And a guy Joe Woods knows well, so he knows what he's bringing in. He knows how to manage that personality. And it is a polar opposite from Denzel Ward, and I don't think that's a bad thing either, to have kind of that one guy who's going to be sort of the spokesman of that room over there and let Denzel Ward just kind of do his thing on the other side. I liked the idea of Richard Sherman before. I still like that idea as well. I could go with either. I'm sticking with Poole here, but I'll listen to the arguments for Sherman.
Yeah, and Poole probably isn't going to cost you what Sherman will, at least for a year or two.